welcome each and every individual to the Psychology of People, Lesson 4, Natural Laws, Leverage Everything, Unleashing Human Potential. We've, in the past lessons, we've kind of just dug in to, the lesson itself. This is so different, though. I mean, this lesson, natural laws are they're just insane. When we understand, a good friend of mine, Dave Libby, said to me, he says, Mark, you got a lot of stuff in your toolbox. He said, what do you think is the most powerful thing of everything? And I said, after paused, I waited, I think it's the natural laws. And I said, what do you think it is? He said, action vision. I said, really? Why? He said, because action vision helps people discover their life vision, and it puts them on a path to achieve that life vision. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. But the natural laws, my wife and I have been married for 35 years. I don't know if we'd be married if it wasn't for natural laws. We have 7 kids. I don't know how to handle them. They're all, people have said, some people have said they're indigo children, which is interesting, but they're strange. Tom's met a few of them, and they're different. Like natural laws just absolutely are life changing, and it's the hardest part, I think, is that people say, oh, I understand it. I get this. Oh, yeah, Mark, yeah, I get it. And it's like, no, you don't. You really don't. And so, Tom, why are natural laws so powerful, and why do you think people think they get it when they don't?
Well, natural laws are powerful because they're natural laws. I mean, you can't change them. They're there. They happen. You throw the ball in the air, it comes down, and that's the way it is. Why they don't get it, I don't know. That one I don't know.
See, the thing is, it's interesting about you and I, Tom, is you and I very quickly in our first conversation, whatever it's been, 12, 13, 15 years ago, we both related back to our childhood very quickly. And I don't find a lot of people that bring that up. Any ideas as to, why you do that?
I do it because that's when I learned probably more than any time. And I think now, looking back on it, is because that's when my parents were alive then, and my siblings, so we were probably closer, although I've got 3 brothers, but what I found is different with brothers. Sisters, if they don't talk to each other every day, they feel like they've deserted each other. Brothers, I can go probably a year and never talk to one of my brothers, but when I talk to them, it's like we just talked yesterday.
Paul, natural laws, why are they so powerful to you?
Same thing Tom said, really. I mean, you and I started talking about these 20 years ago, and I remember, I don't get it. What do you mean there's so many of these? And they are what they are. I think people can relate to like the old 80-20 rules. They are, Tom put it very succinctly, they are what they are. The ball goes up, it's going to come down. What's mind-blowing is how many of these that you have discovered. And so I think to answer that second part of the question, even though you didn't ask it, I think it's like everything else. People overcomplicate. These laws are, they are what they are. Don't try to dissect it. Don't try to poke holes in it. It's a natural law because it's a natural law. And
go ahead.
Make it, kind of almost the KISS principle, right? Keep it simple, stupid. And if I can just pipe in with why we think about childhood, in general, because I know I do. I mean, that's where our stories were born, and storytelling, such a powerful tool and concept that we've been going over a lot in this course. I think that's where, like Tom said, we learned, and that's where the stories started to take root. So my 2 cents.
Nice, love it. Nicole, you and I met for the first time over the phone when you were a teenager. And I just fell in love with you, just like I, have my 4 daughters, my daughter-in-law, my 3 granddaughters. Like, there was a connection, and I said to you, Nicole, don't ever grow up. And in the last, 4 or 5 years, when you have grown up, there's times where I'm like, oh, you're going into the teenage principle. Like, you're overconfident, Nicole, in things you should be underconfident in, and you're underconfident in things you should be overconfident. That's what's so tough about parenting, is it's like, they think they can do things, and I'm pretty sure they can't. Or they don't think they can do things, but I'm pretty sure they can. But a lot of times I'm wrong as a parent. Who knows? It's crazy. Nicole, why are natural laws so powerful for you?
Well, I think it's because on one level, in one dimension, they're so simple because it's like, duh, like everyone's saying they're a natural law. But on another level, it's like, oh my gosh, if it was duh, then everyone would do it and would know how to do it. And it's like a complex puzzle or something. And I think that's why most people don't get it. It's because, it seems so obvious, but yet we don't do it on a daily basis. And it's hard to deep-root it in yourself.
So what we're going to do is, if you all are thinking that are going through the course, hopefully you're all like Paul, where there's not one goosebump moment in the whole course. There's not one in every lesson, but there's like all kinds of them. It's like you just have, like your synapses in your brain are just like, oh, wow, like, whoa, like that all makes sense. Like, wow, that makes so much sense. So here we go into the lesson. I hope you're ready. Again, if it seems like we're going over a lot of information in a short period of time, the reason it seems that way is because we are. Here we go.